Hello friends, my name is Brad Beard, owner and winemaker for Mercury Wine, located in downtown Geyserville, California. And welcome to Pairings with Brad, where I cook up some fun foods, some old family favorites, and pair them up with some of my fantastic Northern Sonoma County wine. And today we have two recipes for you. We have got, first up is going to be my black bean and roasted corn salsa. It's absolutely delicious. It's fantastic. You could use it as a relish. You could use it as a salsa. I'll throw it on a hamburger. It's just delicious to eat on its own. Absolutely awesome and easy to do. That's going to be pairing up with my Axina, my wonderfully fresh and fruity, ripe white wine. We're also going to put a little Axina in the mix as well. And I think it's going to go pretty darn nicely with my Freddy Rosé. And the Freddy Rosé is going to pair up with some other things later today too. So those are our two fun wines with the black bean and roasted corn salsa. Before we get started, I just wanted to say this is Memorial Day weekend. And for those of you that watched my last week's video, we did my baby back ribs. So I cut the video on a Monday, then I recooked them again on Friday. So we kicked off the weekend with my super fantastic baby back ribs. And then on Saturday, I took the day off finally forever, and I decided to start practicing on my brisket in the smoker for 12 hours. It was awesome. Probably should have gone ahead and filmed that video because it was absolutely delicious, but I did work through a couple of kinks, and we've got that video coming for you down the road. And so today is the hottest day of the three. This is almost like a summer heat wave. It's going to be dang near 90 today, believe it or not, out here in Geyserville. And so instead of cooking something, you know, that for 4 or 5 hours on the grill, standing outside in the heat, I decided to do something relatively quick. And the other really neat thing about this dish or these dishes is that you can cook them all outside and not heat up the house. So let me see, I'm very thirsty, it's hot, it's summery. Fantastic. All right, got that out of the way. Now let's get ready to cook. Let's start with our black bean and roasted corn salsa. First of all, we got to roast some corn. This corn, I have no idea where it came from. It's a little early in the season for our local stuff, so I didn't even care where it was. It didn't matter too much because we were going to grill it up. But to get it grilled up, we're going to go ahead and want to toss them into some sort of bag. This just makes the little oiling process easier for you. So we're going to do that. We're going to grab a little olive oil. Whoops, nope, this is, what the heck is this? Oh, this is one of those avocado oils. Same thing, delicious, good for you, all that kind of stuff. Maybe a tablespoon and a half of that. Before we add a little salt and pepper, we'll just go ahead and give them a roll. They just need a little bit of seasoning. This oil is gonna help with the caramelization process, which is gonna give us those wonderful roasty flavors. All right, looking pretty good. I think we've got a nice, nicely greased ears there. We'll go ahead and throw in, I don't know, a nice pinch of salt, maybe 2 pinches. So that was probably probably close to a teaspoon, and a couple pinches of pepper. There we go. And again, we'll give that a nice little toss. Trying to get a little salt and a little pepper on all of the corn. It'll be worth it in the end. And then we don't need to do that when we're roasting our peppers. They're going to blister up nicely and give us those roasty flavors all on their own. So let's get the corn on. Hopefully you can see this stuff over here. All right, there's my tongs. All right, we've got the grill is nice and warm already, ready to go. We'll pop the corn down. Nothing too complicated yet. We're probably not even going to shut the top of the grill because we're just going to try to get some color on these kernels. Whew. Hot barbecue. There we go. Get that back there. I think that we can probably put our peppers on as well. I think we can handle that. They're not going to get out of control. I'm going to throw another burner on over here, maybe even get the sear station on. For those of you, this is a fantastic Weber grill, all sorts of great features on this thing going on over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep rotating it, give it 3 or 4 minutes on each side, try to get some color, some caramelization. Oh, sounds like one of the kernels is already popping. So give me a couple of seconds and to get these things to start to color up, and I'll be right back. Thanks. Okay, my friends, we are getting pretty darn close. Everything's getting nice and charred and developing all those wonderful caramelized flavors. The corn is looking great. We've got all sorts of good char on our peppers as well, so I think these guys are coming off. I'll go ahead and turn these guys down. Oh, by the way, this Weber is called a Summit, and it's got all sorts of great features. And right here in the middle, it's got what's called is a sear station, and that really did a great job on getting everything charred up nicely for me. So that was pretty cool. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get these guys off the grill and let them cool down so that we can get that corn off the cob. And let these peppers chill out just for a little bit so they're not going to burn me while I'm chopping them up. All right, gosh dang it. That is looking fantastic. I think I'm going to put them over here. All right, we're going to set these guys aside for just a couple of minutes. And while we're doing that, we can get everything else ready to go. So we'll get our fancy bowl. These guys will go over here. I'll grab a little Xena. It is a hot day. I think I just checked the thermometer. It was at 98 degrees, which is hot for me. All right, we don't have to mess around with, you know, soaking the beans or cooking the beans. We're just gonna be using canned beans, canned Ro-Tel, all sorts of good stuff like that. We've got our little spice mixture here, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of salt. We've got a half a teaspoon of the chipotle, a little half a teaspoon of cumin. You don't want too much of that. Go back to a full tablespoon of garlic powder, and then we've got some fantastic Mexican oregano in there. You can just use the regular oregano from Italy, but the Mexican oregano I think works better since this happens to be a salsa. All right, so let's go ahead and start with a can of 2 cans of drained black beans, whichever canned black beans you like. We'll get started with that. 2 of those. All right. And then a couple cans of the Ro-Tel, and this is the classic mild. We'll be adding the heat with our jalapenos, and if we need to add a little more, we can always get back in with there with some cayenne. You know what'd be really cool is if I had a spoon to start stirring this with. I'm gonna stop for a second and I'm gonna grab a spoon. Okay, so I've got my spoon now. We'll go ahead and start giving these things a stir. Looking fantastic. All right, 2 cans of Ro-Tel, 2 cans of our favorite black beans. We've got a 1 juice lime. We'll go ahead and throw that in there. That was a juicy one. That was quite a bit. We've got a half a, oh my gosh, a little over a 1/4 cup to a half a cup of chopped cilantro. Go ahead and throw that in. I know we've got lots of other onions coming on, but I love a little bit of green onion in there. The little bit of green onion really adds a ton of flavor. So that was just, I usually use 2 green onions, but they happen to be giant this time, so that was just 1 green onion. And then I've got a little mix of a yellow onion and a red. Get that thrown in. Excellent. We'll give them a little stir. And I'm just kind of looking at my proportions right now. You know, onions are different sizes, peppers are different sizes. But the mix is looking really nice. And then, like I was saying earlier, we've got our black pepper, our salt, we've got our chili powder, we've got a little bit of onion, we've got some cumin, and the Mexican oregano. We'll go ahead and toss that in. Oh, salt almost didn't make it in there. There we go. Get another stir here. You know, you can leave the juice to the black beans in, but if you let this sit overnight, the salt will draw a lot more juice from the vegetables, and there'll be plenty of juice for you. So if you want a little extra juicy, go ahead and leave that together. All right, that's looking fantastic. I think that my onions and, not my onions, my God. those are called peppers. My peppers and my corn, I think, are cooled down enough for me to start chopping those up. And this is really cool. This is a fun pro tip where if you're gonna go ahead and cut your, go ahead and roast your corn on the cob like I did. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're looking good, but I will get gloved up for this part of the deal. All right, so what you do is you get 2 bowls in this fashion, a little one in the middle and a large one around the outside to catch your corn. And what's really cool, it's gonna be awesome and safe, and you're gonna get all your little nibbles out of there. Okay. Oh yeah, not too bad. So if you've never done this before, just go ahead and sit. Look how awesome this is. We have our own makeshift little corn peeler, and just just come on down the side, around the outside, around the outside. Looking fantastic. The inside is much hotter than the outside was. And if I was you, I'd let it cool down just a little longer. I'll keep working my way through. All right, fantastic. Oh, that is hot. Now, this is one of those times where if you were doing your any type of creamed corn or corn dish where you would scrape out all of the extra good corny goodness in there, we don't need this to be corn soup, so we're not gonna be doing that. We just need to get those nice toasty kernels off the side. Okay, so now we saw how to do that. This is going to be super simple as well. So you've got your beautiful little poblano here. So the peppers are going to be super simple. We're going to go ahead and nib off the top, get that thrown away, and then we have our little seed pouch in there. Poblanos aren't too hard. You can just pop in there and get them, and they're also not too hot, so you can don't be worried about leaving the seeds. Then just go ahead and give a nice dice. Go ahead and run your knife through. Looking good. Flip it around. There it is. And some people might want to take the skins off. So if I wanted to take the skins off, I would have gone ahead and tossed those into a plastic bag and let the steam get to them. But gosh darn it, I really like those smoky, toasty flavors. So we're going to go ahead and leave that in there. So we've got that. Then we've got the jalapeno. And basically the same thing, except if you're worried about those seeds, because the seeds can be hot, go ahead and give it a split down the side. And then just, since it's already dug out a little bit, or since it's nice and warm, these usually come right off. There we go. I was wondering where it was at. But I'm going to leave the seeds in on the other one because I don't mind a little heat in there. So we've got that out, and we'll give that a nice little chop. Oh, nice. And you know, depending on how much heat you like, you can get a smaller dice. I don't mind a little bite of jalapeno, but of course we caramelized some of those flavors, so it's not going to be quite as hot to me. All right, I'm going to get the rest of that corn, and I'm going to get the rest of the peppers all diced up and in there. Give me just a second. I'll be right back with you. Okay, my friends, I am back. I did forget to put a little extra green chili in there. I know we just roasted green chilies, but I'm a big fan of green chilies. But I'm only going to put half a can of these green chilies in there. Danny's not quite a big a fan of green chilies as I am, so I'm just going to have him in the background, and he'll never notice that I've got those guys in there. But that's why I go through all the trouble of roasting the poblanos and all that kind of stuff, so I'm not missing out on that. And so I don't think I'm going to use all this corn, and I'm just going to use this corn in my stuffed peppers for the next video. So here we go. I'm just going to kind of maybe put 3/4 of it in right now, and then I'll stir it and see what my corn ratio is. Right now we're looking pretty corny. That's odd. Hate it when I look corny. All right. Oh, you know what? That is coming out perfect. Now, I'm going to taste it right now to see if I need to adjust the seasonings, if I need a little more heat, or if I need a little more salt or a little more pepper or whatever the heck I might need. But that is just looking fantastic. And I didn't have any scoops. I thought I had some scoops laying around, but thank goodness I've got some regular old good old corn tortilla chips. We're going to give this a taste. And you always want to taste it along with your serving vessel, because the chips are going to have salt and their own flavors on too. So if the dip is just fine, or a little bit, could use a little salt, but you add it with the chip that's salty, so we don't want it to be too salty. That was not a salty comment, sir. That is coming along pretty nicely. I think it actually might need just a little bit of pepper. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and give it, that looks like a teaspoon full of pepper. We'll give it another stir. And what's nice is that you could serve this right away, but it's much better if it's chilled. And honestly, it's much better if it's chilled overnight. So I'm going to say minimum 4 hours. So this is one of those nice things you can get up if you've got a big dinner party that night and you want to have a beautiful salad like this. Make it in the morning. It'll be ready for you later on that day. Here we go. Roasted corn, peppers. You know what? I think this could use a little heat as well, but I'm going to give it a few more hours to see if those if that heat comes around. Is it going to be good with the Xena? The Xena just tastes like summer. Fresh peaches, fresh apricots, lemon zest. Going fantastic. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with me? I'm looking up at my notes. I don't have any Xena in here. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of Xena. Good Lord, Brad. It looks like a 1/4 cup. Now it's juicy. Now you don't have to worry about all those juices coming. Now let's see where we're at. All right, it was pretty good before. Let's see if the Xena is going to bring it together. Okay, these are the smallest chips I've ever seen. There we go. Come on. Oh, I knew it was missing something. It was missing Xena. Because as soon as I tasted the Xena, it was really bringing all those flavors together. A little bit of the pepper, a little spice, the tomato. Wow. This is a winner. I even like it with corn chips. Like I said, typically I like the scoops because you can get a lot more goodies inside the chip. This is great. Fantastic pairing. Oh, I gotta make sure. Let's just see if the rosé is okay. This is a Grenache Rosé. A lot of cranberry, tart, 0 sugar. All of my wines, 0 residual sugars. Oh, that's quite nice as well. But the Xena is the all-star. Xena is what I'm going to be enjoying with this in 3 or 4 hours when I'm having dinner. Absolutely fun, fantastic, not that hard to do, not a lot of complicated steps, so I certainly hope you make it. And I certainly hope you watch my happy hour with Brad. That happens every Friday at 5 Pacific Standard Time. So thank you guys for watching. Please make this. It's absolutely awesome. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.